What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. If you guys are new to the channel, do me a favor and hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content that we have coming out. And with this video, we are going to be jumping into Superman Son of Kal-El, issue number 9. And this will be part 2 of the Nightwing Crossover, with part 1 taking place in Nightwing issue number 89, where we last left off with both of our heroes making their way to LexCorp, a superhero, a titan by the name of Risk, someone that is extremely strong and almost invulnerable. He had been murdered, and because of this, Nightwing and Superman, they are now on the scene trying to track down whoever is responsible for this. And if you have not been keeping up with Superman, if you haven't been keeping up with Nightwing, go ahead, check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It is going to get you completely caught up on everything going on with this series. Be sure to buy the comics, support the industry, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we dive into issue number 9, we are picking up in Metropolis. After the death of Risk, both Nightwing and Superman, they are on a mission to track down whoever is responsible, because not only had Risk been killed, there had been 2 other heroes that also met their demise. Putting the superhero community on alert, Oracle sends out a message that everybody, Metropolis, Gotham, it doesn't matter where you are, you need to team up, make sure that you are going out in 2s, just in case you get ambushed like Risk did. Because the truth is, if they can take down someone like Risk, there is a good probability that they could take down anybody. And seeing Nightwing come flying in, taking down some criminals in Metropolis, some gun runners trying to sell guns on the streets. They have been having The Truth, the anonymous media site that helps bring information and close out misinformation. They have been putting out information letting the world know that Nightwing has been working solo. And Dick Grayson, he works hand in hand with The Truth. In fact, he is the financial backer behind The Truth. And we could definitely bring up the ethical questions on him using this media site to put out propaganda, even if it is for a good cause. The reason they're doing this is so they can lure out whoever is responsible for killing Risk. If they hear that Nightwing is out there solo, he is going to be the target. So with Nightwing going out here and stopping all of these gun runners, stopping petty crime, it is putting a spotlight on him. And it doesn't take long for the Rising to appear. 3 individuals that have been transformed into superheroes. Or at least that is what Lex Luthor and the president of Gamora would want you to believe. The truth is, these guys are out here murdering anybody with a cape, anybody with a mask, anybody that calls themselves a hero. And the 3 of them trying to take on Nightwing, he seems relatively overpowered. With them throwing him over the ledge of the building, he goes falling down with almost no resistance. And that is because Nightwing, he has not been working alone. They have been implementing the buddy system, and he has Superman as his backup. And with Superman coming onto the scene, he knocks these 3 guys from the Rising straight down to the ground. And they are shocked. They are shook. They believe that Superman was out of the country. And he was. At least for a moment, he was out of the country. All he really did, though, was fly around the world, get out of the sight of their satellites. That way he could catch these guys by surprise. And Superman, he is not even concerned about Nightwing. Already having all of this planned out, Nightwing, he opens up his arms, he starts gliding, grappling hooks himself all the way back up to the top of the building. And as he gets up there, we have Superman who is taking these 3 on, and they are so out of their league. With Nightwing jumping into the fray, Superman and Nightwing, they make quick work of these guys. With 2 of them running off, one of them headbutting cutting Superman, which wasn't a good idea because now he's dizzy, now he's bleeding. Superman thinks about questioning him, Nightwing questioning if that is even a good idea. The guy did just headbutt Superman, so he's probably not that clever, he's not that smart. They probably don't give him a lot of details on what they are planning. But as Superman goes to have a conversation with him, the president of Gamora, President Bindex, he says to destroy the asset. Now in the hands of Superman, they cannot risk this information, whatever he may have. He can't risk it getting out. With a little bomb, a little chip inside of their head, we begin to see this man's head glow red. And that redness, it turns yellow. It turns into a blinding light. And in a matter of seconds, in the hands of Superman, this individual turns to nothing but ash. Glowing embers floating away in the wind, recognizing the device in his head too late. With absolutely nothing he could do, Superman watched this person disappear and cannot help but feel the guilt that comes with not being able to save his life. And taking us to a little bit later that evening, we are picking up at the Kent house. And right now, Lois Lane and Nightwing, they're having a conversation. Lois, more than anything, she is just thanking Dick for all of the help and all the mentorship that he has been giving to Superman. Because the truth is, Jonathan, he truly does need it. Especially with everything that has been thrown at him lately. With his father being off planet, he needs somebody to turn to. Dick Grayson turning the conversation towards the truth, letting her know that he has been the financial backing behind it. He's finding it very difficult for people to actually trust the truth because they're anonymous, believing that people will never trust somebody they don't know. He really wants to put a face on the truth, a spokesperson, someone the public knows, a legend that can be spoken of and has great credentials. Of course, Dick Grayson is talking about Lois Lane. What better person to sit there and be the spokesperson for a media organization known as The Truth? With her face attached to it, there is a good chance people might actually begin to listen. But making some tea, just like Alfred used to, he brings it up to Jonathan, and this is where they have a real heart-to-heart. This conversation is actually very important because I have seen some people talk about the time that Jonathan was missing, when Ultraman had kept him prisoner. The whole reason he aged up to begin with. This is something that he has only ever told his mother, but now sitting here talking to Nightwing more than anything is just letting him know he understands how it is to try to fill those shoes. Having to be Batman for a small period of time, he understands more than anyone what it is trying to live up to that mantle. And Dick Grayson will be the first to admit that this isn't really comparable. While he may have a small inclination, the truth is, that symbol on his chest, everyone knows that symbol. Everyone looks up to him. So anytime he makes a mistake, Dick Grayson knows that he feels it on such a tremendous level. And he really knows what it feels like to feel like you didn't earn that title. That's something that Jonathan has been dealing with this entire time. Because we're talking about Clark Kent. We're talking about the Superman. With Dick reminding him that the truth is, you won't ever be your father. Just like he would never be Batman. The truth is, you have to find your own path. You have to be your own hero. Try to take the best qualities, the best traits that you learned from Superman and implement them into your life, but also become your own self. Become your own Superman and stop trying to live in the shadow of your father. With Jonathan going on and telling him about the 5 years that he spent trapped, imprisoned on another Earth. From 11 years old to 16 years old. And this can be read in Superman, the Unity Saga, Phantom Earth, revealing to Dick Grayson that the whole time he was there, he was hoping that Nightwing would show up. Like that day he was in the cave, he was lost, he was scared, and Nightwing showed up and gave him a lollipop, began to juggle, and he really did cheer him up. Ever since that day, Jonathan has looked up to him. Jonathan has seen Nightwing as one of his heroes. But the whole time that he sat there trapped and imprisoned, a small sliver of hope lived inside of him that Nightwing would come save the day. And though Dick apologizes for not being there, for not being able to come save him, he lets him know that he is here now and that he will help him in any way he possibly can, telling Jonathan that he's not really sure how to do this mentoring thing. He's not even sure if he's up for it, but if Jonathan, he wants to go under his wing, if he wants to learn from Nightwing, if he wants to be mentored by him, then Dick Grayson is not opposed to this in the slightest bit. With this conversation now coming to a close, this is where we see the arrival of Jay running straight through the wall. First, Dick Grayson, he's thrown completely off. A random stranger running through the wall, he freaks out just for a second. Jonathan stopping him, letting him know that he is someone we can trust. Dick Grayson not really sure about this until Jonathan reveals that this is in fact the editor of The Truth, the organization that you have been funding. Quickly moving past that fact, Jay starts to show them something on the tablet. That something is the incident that took place with one of the members of the Rising. Right now, the world is being broadcast a video showing Superman holding that individual as he explodes, as he disappears into nothing but embers. And it is being spun that Superman is the one who killed him, with Lois Lane now permanently on board, ready to stomp out all of the lies. He tells Jonathan not to worry, handing him a lollipop, saying that he has friends and they have his back. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. When it comes to this issue, I have thoroughly been enjoying our little crossover event. Throwing Nightwing into the mix is a whole lot of fun, and more than anything, we are seeing the Rising coming from LexCorp and President Bindex. The two of them working together, trying to bring down superheroes all across the world, because they have created their own superheroes. They have control over these guys. By all appearances, it looks like they are drones. It looks like they are being piloted, experimented on so much, they no longer have control of themselves. The individual that Superman was holding in his hands right before he died, he seemed to have snapped out of it. He seemed to recognize Superman in front of him, but not understanding what is happening. So we have to believe that these guys are mind controlled, being piloted at the very least. But I think my favorite thing in this story is really being cleared up on what happened to Superboy, what happened to Jonathan Kent while he was away for all of those years. Because for him, it wasn't pleasant. From 11 to 16, all of those years he spent imprisoned by Ultraman. And this is something that he is still dealing with day in and day out. It's something that he doesn't talk about because it's that traumatic for him. The only person that he has ever told is his mother. He hasn't told his dad. He hasn't told Damian. Dick Grayson is the second person to ever know this information. And so for me, this is indication that this really did affect him in such tremendous ways. But this trauma, it's also going to help build him, to make him more understanding. Being able to face adversity of that nature, it truly is remarkable, even if you take away every bit of his power. And personally, I really do hope we dive more into his mental state, on how all of this is going to be processed for him. Because at this point, you would believe that Jonathan's about ready to have a mental breakdown with everything that he has been through. Ever since he got back, it has also been non-stop going. Ever since his father left, it has been non-stop going. And so my question is, how much can he take before he actually breaks? Having Dick Grayson, Lois Lane, Jay, having these people around him, it's definitely going to help him out. It's going to lessen the burden that is on his shoulders. He no longer has to feel like he is carrying the entire world. And with the death of the Justice League just around the corner, it's going to be very interesting to see which direction they go with Jonathan. But let me know your thoughts. Let me know your theories. If you have not yet, do me a favor, hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content that we have coming out, and until the next breakdown.